Hello all, welcome to Monday Night Football. It's episode 2 of season 5 of the Ipswich Town playthrough for Championship Manager Free. My chair is a bit further over than normal, so it's kind of cut off. Let me scooch out of the way. There we go. Of course, we're coming back to this. Ipswich's Kev Masio has won the English Premier Division Manager of the Month award for September. Let's just have a look at this in here. Let's go on awards. It's only my 4th Manager of the Month award. Look, we didn't win one at all for those first couple of seasons because you watched them. We didn't deserve one, so we got 3 in the First Division, aka the Championship, and this is our first ever Premier League one. Let's just wrap these up and I'll show you why I got that. Carl Laurie was the Young Player of the Month. We hadn't clicked on that yet, so well done, Carl. And then Man United's Freddie Bobic was the other. If we go into here and we go into league, first off, we are 6. So played 7, won 4, drawn 1, lost 2, scored 12, let in 9. So we've not got Man United or Arsenal or even Norwich's fantastic defensive record. Okay, we've let in pretty much more goals than anyone. But let's have a look at the results since you've been with us. And let's have a look at the new signing, who's probably not going to be a shock to anyone because you saw the game. Sunderland, though, look, 4-0, though, over Birmingham. Kevin Phillips, debut hat-trick. That's his first ever goal. John Hartson again scored, so we put them away. Look at this. Hartson opened the scoring, and then Phillips did his thing. 4-2 win over Bolton. Look at this. All of the forwards scored in this. We were 2-0 down in this, actually. Look, Hartson got the first, and then Risso got his first goals from the team, for the team, 71-73. That's his first ever goal. And then Phillips, again, adding one before the end. We strolled Grimsby here. Look, we had a much changed side. Look, you can see Hughes has scored there. We had Neil Musto in. We had Parker in. We had Deleu, Jarman, Clement, Cup goalkeeper. Drew one with them in the return, so we've got a League Cup game somewhere. It's not been drawn yet. Look, it's not even there. We lost to Coventry because we always lose to Coventry. Look, we got battered by them. Let's be honest. Let's have a look at the stats. Look at that. Coventry have rebounded. Talk of their demise was too soon, and then we have just won over Derby with David Johnson grabbing a late winner. 24,000 there. So we've come into the little spell that I said, I think I might have chopped this out, but we had the spell we were going to have with Charlton, Newcastle, Sheffield Wednesday. Next game, Charlton Athletic. We've played them 3 times. We've won all 3, including knocking them out the League Cup all the way back in 1999. So we're going to get into that. So there is the League Cup draw, because I'm not sure if we're going to have this on. Ipswich will play Blackburn in the League Cup round 3. Now, Blackburn, they are struggling. They got relegated, and they're in Division 1 and they're 21st. So they've only won 2 games so far. So look, if you look at who they're down there with, Hartlepool, Chesterfield, Walsall, I think that shows their struggles. Wants to move to a bigger club. I want you to move to a bigger club. Let's just try it again while we're here. Right, let's have a check of these. So Mark Duffy, we can trust Mark. I'm not getting him because of his caps. Right. Now we're talking. Who is this? This is also Mark Duffy. So we've got Daniel Noriega, 25, for Venezuelan, 36 caps, 5 goals. I was going to say he's got to be starting. Good shooting, good passing, good pace, good off the ball, good agility, good determination. Crossing could be better, given his role. But I'm interested in this. Look at his value. We currently don't have any South Americans, and that's what we're going to do. Let's offer them this and see what they say. Because let's be honest, 1 million to us. We've got 4.2 left after our signing of Kevin Phillips. So we've got more money than they're letting us have. But let's see. Can we get the big Venezuelan in? Look at the difference the keeper is making. Ipswich reserves have beaten Charlton reserves 2-1. Andy Rammell, 7. Well done, Andy. Yeah. Vidar Reciv in there scored. James Scowcroft. Ideally, I would prefer them to be at someone else's team and for me to have the money. And we've got a rearrangement here. Look, Newcastle game has been rearranged because they're in the UEFA Cup. They've got Dundee in the UEFA Cup. So we might... What does that do? Oh, no, there's Newcastle is there. So that... I don't understand what's happened. I'm not smart enough to work that out. Anyway, so I've got a lot of guys in here that I wouldn't normally... You wouldn't normally see. Look, Fleming has been in for the League Cup. Let's get him off. Musto is back in my consideration. And Jarman, let's get him back to the reserves for the time being. Right. Hartson is struggling. Hartson is on a 66, so he's not playing in any way, shape or form. I'm going to fire on the redemption child, though. And you notice now I've got Collymore and Hughes on the transfer list. So I'm trying to shift them out. So this is giving us a team of Wright, Robertson, Wilson, Warwork, Laurie, Keats, Holland, Manishi, Phillips, Johnson, Risso. Wilson, I've put him in and he's been doing pretty well, so I've left him in. We are away. We're going to go with this. And we're going to see how we get on. Never been to the Valley. Always a ground that appealed to me. I have seen it because I once stayed with some friends in Charlton. My biggest memory of Charlton, though, was when we tried to go home. The ticket machine had been ripped off the platform. And talking of tickets, here's a ticket to the big show from David Johnson. It's another goal. That was a terrible segue. I was just like, I'm talking about the overground. How am I going to tie this in? But that is Johnson's second goal of the season. We're going to have to check of this. He will be starting to close in on being Ipswich's all-time top scorer, because I think Dazelle had about 56 in here, 54. That first half was flown by. We are going to go down too fast speed. We've bossed that, though. Other than Phillips. It's like, he's been on fire, 4 in 4. But now you guys are here. He's gone a bit nervous. But let's see if we can get him the ball in this game, in this second half. Let's have a look at Charlton as well. I just saw Trevor Benjamin. Let's see how he has developed. He's starting to come good, isn't he? So he got 20 goals last year in 56 games. Didn't score at all for Kilmarnock. They're going to be ruining that. But look, he's starting to progress nicely. And this was their other guy. We had him on our watch list at one stage. Bjorn van der Doyleen. Would not sign him because it's just too difficult for me to pronounce. But otherwise, we've got a pretty average team for this level. Now, second goal, after I've called them average, is obviously what we're going for before Trevor Benjamin scores a brace past us. And it's been brilliantly parried by Richard Wright, whose name is all over that little series of highlights. And we're going to have to get to 65, and then we're going to have to look at making a change or doing something if this keeps up. We've not had a shot yet in this half. Now, I was told not to be too afraid of the 4-4-2, so that could be something we could try. Yeah, because we're still... Tell you what, let's have a look at what Charlton are doing. Charlton have gone 3-5-2 attacking, and they're going direct. So I'm going to try and counter that. Now, this is going to leave me, though, with a lot of changes to make. Am I going to go... What have I got on the bet? I've got Eves, I've got Gerrard. Yeah, I can do this. I'm going to leave Holland. Tell you what, I'm going to tell him to push up. Johnson is coming off. Phillips is going up top. No, I'm not, because he's gone a 7, isn't he? No, I'm going to leave him on, because he's my most informed striker. So I'm going to bring on Gerrard for Risso. And I'm going to bring on Andre for David Johnson. So he's got the license to push up. Holland is staying in. We are going on short and hard. And we're going to try and match them in the midfield. And that way I've still got Collymore on the bench if I need to go more attacking further. That's my plan. Now I'm like, I wonder if I should put in a defensive midfielder. Oh, Gerrard went with a crack there. Come on, Stevie. And it's Phillips. There we go. He left it on. It's his first appearance on episode. Your first viewing of him live. And look what he's done. And this man, look. 2.5 million we got him for in the end. And we've managed to keep Trevor Benjamin quiet there. And I'm starting to dream that we can do some things this year. We've got 9 minutes left. Let us get Wilson off and Hoopier on just because of the yellow card. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to push those two around as well. So Gerrard is going to slot into midfield. Manish has got that license to push on because he is the attacking midfielder. We tried it with Gerrard. He was an attacking midfielder on his positional nameplate for about 4 games. And then he just gave up. Went back to being a midfielder. So it's not my fault. I've got low adaptability. 5 minutes to go. Andre runs into the box. The mysterious winger. He's not really done anything though. And there we go. A game we should be looking to win to get where we are hoping to go. Look at these tactical changes though. They have totally helped us turn that game around. What you can't see, 2 yellow cards, 61% of headers won. So we've bossed the aerial game and we are currently up to 4th. Even though I was going to say, there must be some teams due to play. But if we have a look at the player stats, Richard Wright, he's always up there. It's where he lives. But look at this. Phillips is now living with the Anelkas and the Owens and the Alex Notmans and the Dean Crows and the Freddie Bobiches of the world. And then Andy Parkinson is just there, inexplicably. Not inexplicably, it's how many goals he's scored. So I should rephrase that. Sorry for the shade, Andy. But we've got Newcastle in 13 days. Never beaten them. That's why I wanted to probably feature them. But before we get to that, I'm going to do something that I was asked to do in the comments. We're going to have a look at some of the other leagues that I've got open. First off, let's start with the Scottish Premier League. The previous history of this league. Look, it has been won by Celtic. Celtic, Rangers, Celtic. So, Rangers fans of this world, not particularly enjoying this timeline. If we go to Italy, Lazio doing much better. It's only 3 games in, but let's have a look what we've got here. Roma with Juve. We've got Juve, Lazio, into a back-to-back titles. Can we have a look at top scorer? There we go. So top scorer over the last few years, Oliver Bierhoff, currently off in Mönchengladbach. Amoruso, still at Fiorentina. Oh, he's moved out though. Then look, between those, Edmundo, he is, as I say, he's at Real Madrid, isn't he? We knew that. So he was top scorer of 21. Maurizio Gans, the gangster, as he was never known by anyone. So I'm sorry that I even tried to make that. And then Adrian Iliv. So I was going to say, is he coming? He's coming from Valencia, isn't he? So those are the top scorers. Let's have a look at Holland. The Telecompetition. I was expecting just to see all Ajax, but look, it's been broke up a little bit by PSV. So they're kind of neck and neck at the minute, aren't they? Let's have a look at teams, top scorers. Van Nistelrooy seems negligent that we would not have come and had a check for him at some stages. 5 million, he wants to move to a bigger club. Rude. Let's talk off episode. He's not fantastic, is he? He's more name than game here, but he's got good stuff. What is he on? He got 24 last year, 1930. I mean, his game is pretty good still. There, Gilles de Build. Like, was he at Sheffield Wednesday? Or am I imagining that? Van Nistelrooy again. Is this Benny McCarthy? It's Benny McCarthy, isn't it? Off to Roma. And then whoever this lad is, he's come via ADO. Right, moving on to France. previous winners. So look, PSG, Marseille, and then Nantes with back-to-back titles. No idea to what happened in 1993. I feel compelled to look that up, but kind of in the middle of something, so I'm not going to. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my train of thought. Let's have a look at the top scorers here, though. Frederick Nee, still at Bordeaux, 5 million. Lukic, one of the Toure brothers, maybe. Although he's French, so probably not. Lukic again. And then Valerial. I was going to say, his name is familiar. He's via Kilmarnock. So I'm going to be honest, not expecting him to be there come the end of the season. If we have a look at Europe, they've go to the Champions Cup. The previous winners, so Dortmund was real. Madrid was our first year. I think that's right, isn't it? 98. So Real Madrid, Inter, Fiorentina, Barca, Man United. And other than Atletico Bilbao, it's all the names that you would expect to see in and around there. Dortmund, let's see how they are in here, because we didn't put this on. They've got Robert Enke. Wants first team football. He's a good keeper, isn't he? Let's get him on there just in case. I've not thought to come and look here at all. They've got Ariel Ortega. Got him from Sampdoria. One of my all-time kind of cult heroes, Stefan Shapustadt. This is partly just because of seeing him on Sensible World of Soccer originally and then seeing him in real life. But what a wonderful player he was. And at least what normally happens with these, I look through here and I don't see anyone who takes my eye. And then when I'm editing the videos, I'm like, God, how did I miss Davor Suker was there? But at the minute, other than Martin Rowlands, who I believe already is on our shortlist, because he's unhappy there, there's no one there at the minute that's standing out to me in terms of firing on my own list. Let's have a look at Raphael. No, there we go. So there's just a little flavour of Europe for those of you who are asking for that. And Newcastle have won, so they're coming into our game on the back of a win. No sooner had we put Ruud van Nistelrooy on our list than Ajax have come in with 7.5 million. We don't have 7.5 million, and we wouldn't offer that anyway. But Noriega, let's begin to unsettle the young man. Close to 2 million there. So the reserves have lost. Ramos played a 6 though, so he's not to blame. And then following a string of bad results, William van Hegem has been sacked. How are Chelsea doing? They are 12th. At the minute, Man City and Wigan are coming up. Oxford, Everton, Crewe and Fulham. And then Chelsea, there they are, they're in 12th. We have got Newcastle. Hayden Mullins is finally back. Let's get him on the bench for Gerrard. And I'm going to reward Parker with a sub spot, I think. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Collymore off. I'm going to put Parker on. So if I need a forward, it's going to be Andre. We're at home. We've got Newcastle. Never beat them. Can this be the first? Let's go very fast first, fast second half. Poor Terry Cook didn't do nothing wrong, but he's just kind of been phased out of the team because of the new signings and moving back to this 4-3-3. Kevin Phillips, there's a signing. That's Terry. If you want in the team, that's what you need to be doing. Just seen Shearer. No idea who they've got in goal because they had Shay Given at one stage. And we're doing well. Danny Kadamatari. Right, let's have a check of Newcastle. They're playing 3-5-2. It's a noise. It's part of the formation. They've got the guy pushing on. The advanced sweeper. There is a name for that, but I can't think of it. They've got Oliver Decor, though. Look, what's he worth now? They must have got him on a free because he was one of our targets. They've got Philip Mulrine. Decent signing. They've got the Joachim. He has developed nicely since we last looked at him, hasn't he? 5 million, 6 England caps. And then Arled Stavrum, not familiar with him. Been at Helsingborg to Sunderland to Man United. Barely played for United though. So this, at the minute, is going well. I'm going to leave Johnson on for the time being. I'm not going to mess around with this. So let's see. Let's go down to fast. Let's see where we are at the 60 to 70th minute. I'd take another Kevin Phillips goal. Or a Risso goal. I'd take any goal. But those are the guys that normally get the goals. I still didn't even check their goalkeeper. It's Alan Kelly. Right. Still doing pretty well. Risha with a drive. Can only parry it. I was hoping someone was going to tap in a loose ball there, and they have not. Let's see what happens here. Well done. So Wilson is playing a 6 and he's carded again. So that is worrying me. Carl Laurie is carded. I'm going to bring on Huppier. And I'm going to bring on Parker. I'm not going to bring on Parker because I've now seen all the other midfielders have rebounded. So let's go. Just the one change for now. I'm going to send Andre and I'm going to send Parker to warm up. That's what I'm going to do. Off you go, lads. Do some stretching. Give the crowd a little polite applause. Smashes it low, crowded out by defenders. And I wouldn't say we're hanging on, but we're not doing as much of the controlling of the game now as we used to. It hits the woodwork. David Johnson. Unlucky, son. And who was that? Is that the Phillips? It is the Phillips. I love Kevin Phillips. All is forgiven for all of those times he used to score against Wolves, which felt like every game. But let's get Johnson off. Let's get Andre on. And then let's drop him into that little pocket of space. Kevin Phillips, though. Can he get a hat-trick? And people thought I was crazy trying to buy a player at half-time. Look how well it's turned out. Maybe I should try and buy all my players at half-time. Andre goes for the follow-up. He's not done enough push-ups, possibly. Been outstrengthed. Now, it's like, can I make another sub? I don't know if I can. It's kind of pointless now anyway, but let's get Carl off for the last 60 seconds. Waste a little bit of time. 2-0 victory. Clean sheet. 8 rating for Richard Wright. Man of the match. Kevin Phillips. Another brace. Look at this guy. Alan Shearer. Still got great stats. Is he even in the England squad? Yeah, he is. Of course he is. There he is. I was going to say, I feel like I didn't see him last we were on there. Maybe he'd been out injured. But look at this. We are up to 3rd. We have gone above Liverpool and Norwich. We were above Norwich anyway, weren't we? But and we've got bottom of the league Sheffield Wednesday coming up. Never played them before. Can we go for a perfect episode? Or is some Championship Manager stuff going to happen? Now, this guy doesn't sound South American, but then he doesn't have any caps. How has he ended up I can't say that. How has he ended up at this team? Zagreb, Zaragoza, and then he's gone there. Mark Duffy is doing a brilliant job of bringing me players that I can't sign. Not even let in a goal, back-to-back wins. Can we go for 9 points out of 9? We are away. They are bottom of the division, so I'm going to leave it on our more attacking system. Ipswich reserves have drawn 3-3. Look at Andy. Look at Andy Rammell go. Look at him go. If we get a favourable... Wellesby's played well as well. Look. If we get a favourable draw in the FA Cup, I'm like, are we going to do it? Are we going to put him in? Right, Clement. I'm going to fire him into the reserves for the time being. So when he comes back, he's got a little bit of time to get back up to speed. Right, let's have a look at the tactics, because this is the level that we are at now. Parker is going to come out. Hopia is going to stay there. Can't change the back line that's doing so well. Am I going to bring on, though? I'm going to bring Mullins on for Holland. I'm going to put Holland on for Hupia. They don't need to do that. And I'm going to bring Cook. So Cook, the only change is that Cook has now been added to the bench. So my defensive cover is now Matt Holland. Let's get it on very fast, and then fast because I'm a superstitious guy, and that's how we've been doing it. We are in the orange, and I'm fairly certain I've seen Duncan Ferguson. Did we know he was that? That is an industrious forward line, isn't it? Andy Booth and Duncan Ferguson. They've only just signed him. He was at Metro Stars. I think I'd missed it. He'd gone there. There won't have been many times when Andy Booth was the smaller of the partnership, would there? Easy chance for Ipswich. John Hartson scored. It's his 5th of the season. Nearly went with series, but that's the wrong term. Terms for him. But justified in bringing him back. And look at this. We are cruising towards half-time, and it is 1-0. Let's get it on fast. Everything's going pretty well. Mullins is not doing great. He's come straight back in at captain. Phillips is doing an a 6 at a minute. Number 11, but we're not taking him off because you've seen what he can do from being on a 6 at half-time. Now, the reason why I wanted Terry Cook back in is because Risso is back on the struggle bus, as the kids like to say. So he is going to come off now. Terry's not played much, so let's give him a solid run out. Hartson applies the finish. It's still 1-0. He's having a better game here, but he's not cutting it for me. So let's get Cook on. This is only his 2nd appearance of the season, and his other one was coming on in the League Cup, I believe. So close for Ipswich. So Phillips is back now. He's one of those players, wasn't he? Could just be drifting around in the game. Then suddenly he scored. Is that Kenny Cunningham playing for them? Now, would like a second goal. Would like a second goal. This is not... I'm seeing lots of rebounds. Looks like he's going to score. And then it's not happening. I'm starting to fear... that's his first ever goal territory. Right. I'm going to take Carl off. I'm going to fire... Mullins to right back, and we're going to get Holland on for the Lorryster. Just because he's picking up a lot of cards. I'm trying to avoid going down to 10, especially while we've got control of the game. Terrible effort by Cook. Come on, Cook. I've believed in you by putting you on. How is Phillips doing? Phillips is still doing a 6. Despite his chances and his shots. Now, It is Hartson's first game back. He has scored. He is on an 8. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to take him off. I'm going to bring on Andre on the left. So we've got like almost like wingers now. They're playing centrally, but we've got two wide forwards flanking the target man. So if we need to, we can drop them back into a 5. But I don't want to give Sheffield Wednesday any chance to kind of bring the game to us here. Hartson goes for the follow-up. Roy Carroll can only smother it, though, or did smother it. Not only smother it, because that's a good move for a goalkeeper. But what is a good move for us is another win. Richard Wright, 7. John Hartson back scoring. Man of the match. 5th goal of the season. And we are perfect. 3 for 3. We are currently 3rd. We are joined with Arsenal. Joined with Arsenal. I was talking about our defensive record coming in, but maybe it was just the teams that we were playing. But look at us now. Let's have a look at the player stats. Richard Wright top. We've got Phillips joint now with Owen and Anelka. Hartson is now up there. David Johnson is there with 2. Risso has still got 2 that he got in one game. Carl Laurie is banned. And Steve Cherry's appearance at the age of 42. Is this keeper Cherry? It is, isn't it? He's still got good handling. I'll give him that. What a career. Where's his Notts County days? There it is there. Well, that was it, wasn't it? Pre-Premiership. His profile goes all the way back to 1977-78. The demographics of my channel indicate that we're all of a similar to slightly older age. If you didn't want to be made to feel older today, I can only apologise for showing you Steve Cherry's profile, because that is an upsetting end to what has been such a successful episode. All that remains for me to do is to say thank you very much. We've got a League Cup game coming up. Then we've got Man United, Norwich, Wolves, Villa and Spurs. We are probably going to come back. I don't know if we've seen Spurs. We're probably going to come back for this Spurs, Forest, Liverpool run then. If that's not what you want to see, if you've got any other ideas, I'll just slowly scan down there so you can see all the way to the start of February. Then let me know. But that's going to give us a few games, maybe a bit further in the League Cup. Probably a defeat to Man United because we can't beat them, it feels like. But if we can continue this, sod the Intertoto, let's go for whatever 3rd place gives you. Hopefully passage straight into the UEFA.